Okay guys, so if you saw my last video, this is where you get the luggage. I showed that, exiting the plane and getting your luggage from the two conveyors in Huatulco. Now we're gonna go see where we start getting our cabs and where the restroom and the exit is. So right here to the right is the exit, and this young lady is the one letting me know that there's only one luggage guy because of the low season. I talked about that on my last video. And then here at the end is going to be both restrooms for male and female and the cab chart. And this is the lady you can actually pay for the cab. So let's look at this chart and see what it's got. Okay guys, so I'm going to try to explain this. This is the chart with all the tariffs for the cabs from the airport. So you'll see on the top left it says destinos, this is destination. Next to that it says coche, that means car. Next to that it says camioneta, that actually means kind of like a pickup truck, but they're using it to refer to passenger vans and large SUVs. And then next to that is colectivo. Colectivo isn't a specific type of vehicle, it just means that it's a group vehicle. So if you're traveling by yourself or there's just two of you, it's cheaper to do that because you're just paying $150 per person instead of renting the whole vehicle. So if you've got a lot of luggage, it might be better to take an SUV, but if you don't want to pay for the whole SUV, you just wait until it gets full, you request it, and you pay your $150 per person, and then when other people come and fill it up, they'll go and drop you guys around the same destination, or they'll drop you off at each of your destinations within the city. Okay, so now let's go to the destinations. La Crucecita is basically downtown Bahías de Huatulco. And the prices are there. For the car it's $450, $750 for the SUV, and $150 for the collective. Chahue is one of the bays in Huatulco. That's where the Marina Park Plaza is, and it's a pretty bay. And then Santa Cruz is the main bay in Huatulco. The Holiday Inn is there. There's where all the tours for the boats and fishing, most of them go out of, and it's also the same price. Tangolunda is where all the inclusive resorts are, and they've actually got the same price even though it's a little further, which is a good deal. Conejos is past Tangolunda, a little south. It's right the next one over. That's where the prices go up a little to, I think, $564, $830, and $190. Now, after that, these are all other cities, and this is why there's not a collective. You only can get the vehicle. So Santa Maria Huatulco, to avoid confusion, I'm going to explain it. Santa Maria Huatulco is actually the original city of Huatulco. It's inland. It's over past the airport. Now, Bahías de Huatulco is where all the beaches are and all the hotels are and all the touristy stuff is. Santa Maria Huatulco is actually a small town where the original settlers live, and that's where City Hall and everything is. And the prices are there for it. Puerto Escondido is north about 2.5 hours. It's a pretty good sized city. Puerto Angel is about an hour and 15 minutes north. It's a really nice beach. It's really small, kind of a more remote area for people that don't like a lot of stuff going on. They just want to see the beach and walk out and enjoy it, and not a lot of people and tourists around. Cipolita is the nudist beach. It's also north. A lot of people like going there. To me, it's too small. I do like a lot of stuff going on and shopping and stuff like that, and more options. That's why I like Bahías de Huatulco, because there's 9 bays to pick from. Salina Cruz. Salina Cruz, I did a video on driving there. That's like 2.5 hours south. And it's also a good sized city. Pochutla is about 45 minutes from Huatulco north. It's inland. It's close to Puerto Angel. It's a good-sized city. It's not as big as Puerto Escondido or Salina Cruz, but it's still a good-sized city. But it's not on the beach. It's inland. And then Mazunte and San Agustino, that's also a pretty nice area to go to. A lot of people like going to Mazunte. I know a lot of friends that what they'll do is they'll take a tour there from Huatulco instead of staying there, because they like staying in Huatulco because there's more options for dining and walking around and going to different beaches. So this is it, guys. This is the chart with all the cabs. Okay guys, so now that we got a chance to look at that, I'm going to exit and I'm going to show you some other options at the airport. I'm going to slow down the feed here in a bit once I get my bags and start exiting, so that I have enough time to explain everything. So everything's going to look a little slower, so don't worry, it's meant to be that way. Okay, so now I've got my bags, I'm heading out. This is the exit. This is the only exit here in the area, so you'll always exit through here. Unless you come international, then you'll go through a different exit. But if you're flying from Mexico City, you always exit through here. So there's the money exchange. It's closed. It's usually only open in the high season. Over here on the left, it says VIP services. It's basically tours and stuff. It's very expensive. I don't suggest booking anything through here. You'll get a chance to book all this downtown or at the beaches and haggle a little for the price. Okay, there is a Hertz, and then after the Hertz, there's going to be a Europcar and an Avis. They actually have a line right now. I do not think anyone needs to rent a vehicle if they're just going to be around Huatulco. It's a lot cheaper and easier to get cabs, trust me. Especially if you go out at night and you're partying or whatever and you have a few drinks, it's a lot safer. If you're going to drive to another city, but you are coming back here, maybe you need one. But be warned, if you're going to return this vehicle from any of these agencies to another city and not back here, they're going to charge you an incredibly high fee for returning it to another city. There's a drink bar here at the end, and then all these people standing here immediately are picking people up. So these are the taxi guys. Usually you have a ticket because you've already prepaid your taxi with the lady we saw earlier. The Grand Plan lady, she picks up people. That's like a travel arrangement. Okay, so all these guys we see standing here, these are all your cab drivers for the different vehicles. Some of them do the cars, some of them do the vans or the SUVs. You just go up to any of them and show them the ticket, and they'll direct you to which vehicle is next or which is yours. All the vehicles are to the left of here, both the sedan cars and the SUVs or the cargo vans. These guys are very helpful. They will help you with your luggage. Usually the luggage guy will also do it, but if you didn't get a luggage guy and you're carrying your own, these guys will help you. You can give them a small tip if you feel like it. I would say a couple dollars would be enough since they only put it in the vehicle, unless you're gonna have them, help you carry it up to a condo or something. And then right now I'm gonna show you a different option. We're gonna leave the airport and I'm going to show you some public transportation outside of the airport that's a lot cheaper. This is for my penny pinchers and my explorers that like to save a lot of money. Also, like I was saying earlier with the rental cars, if you do return them to a different city than Huatulco, you're going to pay a lot of money. I checked all this before. It was very expensive because Huatulco's kind of out of the way in the middle of nowhere, so they literally have to get someone to drive the car back here, not that car, but any car from one of the other agencies around, and have it available at the airport. So you're paying for that driver and everything and that gas out of your pocket. So if you are going to rent a vehicle, please return it to this airport to save a lot of money, unless you're considering to spend extra just to return it to another city. All right, let's start leaving the airport and go see what other options we have outside of the airport for transportation. Okay, so now I'm going to leave the airport, and I realize I'm in a vehicle and you're probably going to be on foot, but don't worry, I got you covered. So I'm going to do the long way just so you can see more of the airport, but I will tell you where to go. So we're going to go around the whole thing, but I'll direct you where you need to walk. Okay, right here where this crossing is, the one right in front of me, that's where you would actually go. Don't go the way I'm going in the car. Just go follow that crossing and keep going through that parking lot. I'll show you where it's up in just a moment. Alright, I'm actually going to pass next to ticketing just so you get an idea where it is. Right here, the building to our right is ticketing. I suggest coming at least 2 hours early. Most people here always show up 1 hour before their flight and the lines are brutal. So try to show up 2 hours early, or if not, do like me. I come the day before, 24 hours before they can print your ticket. I come the day before, real quick in a vehicle, get it printed, and then the next day all I got to do is go through security. We're doing the long way around. So this is all the airport. I'm going to show you in a minute where you would have ended up if you follow that path that I told you earlier where that crossing is. Okay, that parking lot right in front of us. You would walk right through that parking lot instead of going all the way around where we went in the car if you would just follow where I told you earlier, where that crossing is that was marked on the ground. After crossing that parking lot, you'd get on the sidewalk right here on the left by this pickup truck. So you're going to follow this sidewalk on the left of us all the way. You just keep going and going and going. It's not as far as it looks. It just looks that way because we went around the whole thing. Or you can go, you see where this guy came out, you can go to the other side of the parking lot. Follow this white line, and then I suggest staying on the right side. There's a sidewalk on both sides of this, but I suggest getting on the right side of where we're at because it helps you at the end get to where you need to get. Alright, here this is the booth where you pay for parking. You don't have to mess with that if you're on foot. They won't even talk to you. You just keep going. You don't have to wait for them to lift that because it doesn't even reach the sidewalk. You just keep walking down. Up ahead is going to be a gas station. It has a knock, so it's a convenience store chain in Mexico. They're really good. You can get some real good refreshments. The gas station has a bathroom. You have to pay 5 pesos to get in. And there's also a car rental, cabs, and buses that go out to Huatulco. I suggest having some pesos at this point. You should have gotten some in Mexico City or at the ATM here at the airport before you left. So keep walking on this sidewalk on the right side. You see that bus going by? There's buses going in the opposite direction. Huatulco is to the left. Alright, so you keep following this sidewalk. The total walk is probably going to be about a little under half a mile. Alright, this guy's in a hurry. So now, don't follow the sidewalk. Do not take that curb. Keep going straight. So we're going where we're going in the car. You're going to be walking. All these cabs right here in front of us will take you to Huatulco for 200 pesos. That's actually fairly cheap if you're in a group of 3 or 4 and you don't have that much luggage. Their trunk is limited, but 200 pesos is just a little over of what one person cost on the Colectivo. And the sedan at the airport was 450 pesos, so over twice the amount. Also, up ahead I'll show you where the car rental place is. You got to be careful crossing here. Most people will stop for you because they're used to tourists, but still be careful anyhow. Also, right there where you see that palm roof little structure between the 2 cabs, right in front of us, that little tiki looking roof, that's the bus stop. If you wait, there's a bus about every 15 to 20 minutes. It'll take you all the way downtown. Now, it won't go to your hotel. It'll just take you downtown, and from there you'll probably have to take another cab. The reason I say it is the bus is about a little over $1 per person, about a 20 peso. You give them a 20 peso bill, and that will cover you per person. You're going to have to carry your own bags up on it, obviously, but it'll take you all the way. And then once you get downtown, any cab will take you within downtown for 35 pesos. Unless you're staying in Conejos or Tangolunda, that's 65 pesos. But this is a good option for my backpackers or for everyone that likes to just do things like the locals and be adventurous. I suggest doing it at least once just to get the thrill of it, maybe when you don't have too many bags. Alright, let's go ahead and check the rest of this out. Okay. So, that building on the left that's yellow with the orangey / reddish looking roof, that's the convenience store. They have a lot of great drinks and snacks and stuff if you're waiting for someone to pick you up or for a cab or something. Now, up here ahead where that car is coming out, that red building at the end under the antenna, I don't know if you see it, but it says car rental. That's the car rental. It's Tres Reyes Car Rental. They have an office here and they have an office downtown. They are a cheaper option than the other ones that are at the airport. They only have offices for returning vehicles in Huatulco, Salina Cruz, and Puerto Escondido. But they will let you drive anywhere within Mexico, but you can only return the vehicles to those 3 cities around the Huatulco area. So that's the only downside to it. If you were trying to drive to a different part of Mexico and return your vehicle there and fly out of there, you cannot do it with them. But they are a lot cheaper than the other ones. They do get expensive once you get really large SUVs, but any 4-cylinder sedan is very cheap with them, and I highly suggest that. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to get some gas here, and I'm going to show you where the restroom is. This cream-colored building on the left, that's 2 stories, that's where the restrooms are. They're 5 pesos per person. They're separate, obviously, men and women. Just have a 5 peso coin, and you can use the restroom there if you need to while you wait for transportation. Alright, I hope this video helped you guys. These are all your options for ground transportation. Honestly, for most people, they just take the cab out of the airport because it's around $23, which isn't a lot compared to what cabs at airports in the States are. But if you're on a real tight budget or you just like being adventurous, I suggest one of the other options where you actually leave the airport and get to walk around and do your own thing. It'll be fun, especially if all you're carrying is a backpack and maybe another bag. Alright, see you till next time.